Hello YouTube friends, Ben Ochart here with the 60-gallon African cichlid tank. I thought I'd start off the new decade the way I started on YouTube with the 60-gallon. So today's topic is my 3 tips for making your aquarium more beautiful, more aesthetic. For me, aquariums are like a work of art. You know, you're constantly sort of working with your canvas, moving things around and coming up with a image or composition that you really enjoy. And over the years, I've come up with a couple techniques that I think are are workable, that appeal to my eye, that are aesthetic, or that I feel make it very pleasant, a very pleasant experience, an enjoyable experience when I look at my tanks. And I want to share those with you. And the first one is having contrast. And by that what I mean is, if you're going to use plants, either real or artificial in my case, because I have cichlids that tear up plants, if you're going to use plants in your tank, contrast them. Contrast them against other types of textures. So plants against rocks, plants against decor, so that there's a contrast between the two, and this helps the plants actually stand out, and it gives you in my mind a more a more aesthetic, more appealing look in the use of those different items of decor in the tank. I also like the use of an open area or an open space, especially with some of these fish that are open water swimmers. They need a lot of open space. They can put on some size, they can dart around. And so having an open space for the fish to be able to move around in is a good thing. And I like it. It's aesthetic. It really highlights, gives you areas within the tank that just simply highlight the fish with nothing else. So I like to have an open area somewhere in the tank, as you can see in these examples that I'm showing you here. Another point that I like is, I really like having areas where the fish can swim through. I get a lot of kick out of watching, just enjoy watching fish, kind of disappear and reappear, go into something, come out of something, and and just sort of play around in these areas. In some cases, use the areas as in the case with aggressive fish, use the areas to be out of the line of sight, to be able to take a break and get away, to make a fast turn and get away from somebody. And so I like to use that. I like to use the creating areas within the tank that fish can go in and out of, which for me it just enhances the experience of sitting there and watching your fish, watching them poke in and poke out, or stick their head out, or reappear somewhere in the tank. To me, that's part of the fun of sitting and watching your aquarium. Now, one last bonus tip, as I tend to do, is I do like simplicity. And if you've been following my channel, certainly through through the last, as I've progressed in this last year. Certainly in 2019, you've seen that my tanks have sort of simpled down. And by that what I mean is, I've pulled decor out. I have less decor now in my tanks than I did before. And this is also in some cases a function of fish getting bigger and needing more swim space. You can run out and buy a bigger tank, or you can remove decor. Both ways will give you a little bit more swim space for your fish. But I have moved in the direction of simplicity, and as you can see here, there are some spots in the aquarium that are very, very simple, and at the same time I feel very aesthetic. So those are my tips for having a beautiful tank, and I hope they help. I hope they come into that you can put them to use. Certainly, if you have some tips that you feel has made the viewing of your fish more enjoyable, share it below in the comments. Be part of that convo gang, and we all learn from each other. That, and stop by on Saturdays for the live stream. I love picking up your questions directly and in a live format. And usually around 10 a.m. Pacific time is the Cichlids and Coffee live stream. And also stop by on Facebook for a friendly, helpful group ben.o.cichild, and follow on Instagram at ben.o.cichild. Thank you so much for tuning in. You are appreciated. Be sure to rate, sub, like, or not like, I guess. There's some of you out there that don't like, some of you out there that show up regularly and don't like. That's okay. YouTube counts it as a view, so I thank you anyway. All right, that's it for me. Thank you so much. Welcome to the new decade. Let's have a great year of fish keeping. Thank you.